Hello, everybody. My name is Zuduku, and as you guys know, as you guys know me, if you guys know me, I am a YouTuber, but I'm also a writer. And today, my sister Tilly is about to step into a very bizarre story. A story so bizarre she might even step into the Twilight Zone. And with that being said, enjoy this story of this upcoming Halloween. I know it's a little bit early for Halloween, but don't start. I mean, come on. Everybody loves Halloween.
Hello, everybody. This is Tilly, and I'm here to read The Land of the Sleep.
Land of sleep, not the sleep.
Shish. When we sleep, we see a reflection of our experiences. We see our hopes and dreams and the things that we fear most. Dreams remind us of who we are and who we want to be. But why do we dream? Is it a reflection of our souls, or is it something bigger than ourselves guiding us onto a journey of imagination that we cannot possibly grasp? Chapter 1: Nightmares. Within the darkness, sounds of breath hover over the hollow space. The feelings of being watched and someone being there is not a theory. There's somebody there. Who's there? Said a childlike voice, whispering as if the child was just waking from a deep sleep. As the child begins to open his eyes, he could swear that he sees a dark figure over him, moving swiftly to the left. Waking up is a boy that looks like he is 13 or 14. He has brown hair and sky blue eyes that seem to glow in the dark. He sits up, rubbing the back of his head, dazed and confused, in a dusty room that looks like a warehouse with a couple of dusty wooden boxes and a rusted pipe leaning against the wall.
Drink time.
hmm
Sprite hashtag not sponsored.
What? Where am I? Who am I? Said the boy as he stands up looking around. As the boy starts looking around, still confused, he immediately gets a sense that he is not alone in the room. He turns around and looks at a large wooden box and sees a dark, small figure behind it. Who's there? Shouted the boy with a very small hint of anger. Come out this instant! Shouted the boy. When there was no response the first time, he shouted again. Slowly but surely, what appears to be another child that is wearing a black cloak draped over his body and wearing a cat mask on his face. Hey! Who are you? Shouted the boy as he walks towards the mysterious child. Immediately, the mysterious child stands up to run away. They open a metal door and closes behind them. The boy does not hesitate and runs after the mysterious child, opening up the metal door and closing it behind him. He ends up in what appears to be a dark hallway. The boy looks to the right and sees nothing but an endless hallway splitting off into different directions. The boy looks to the left and he sees a small figure walking very slowly in a very strange motion. Thinking that it was the mysterious child, he walks up to the mysterious dark figure at a medium speed pace. Hey, I just want to talk, said the boy as he walks towards the dark, rumbling figure. The figure turns towards the boy in a very creepy, threatening motion, and when the boy sees red, glowing eyes, he realizes it's not the mysterious child. What the boy sees is what looks like to be a child-sized Muppet that looks like some sort of rag doll stitched together with glowing eyes and sharp metal fingers. The terrifying, strange creature begins to walk towards the boy, and in an instantaneous fear, the boy runs away from the creature. As the creature tries to follow him, it seems to be unable to run, so it stumbles with a bizarre speed like walk. Terrified by what is chasing him, he runs. He is looking behind, trying to see how quickly the creature is catching up. But luckily, the creature does not seem to be too fast. The creature seems to be unable to close the gap as the chase continues. However, the boy was not paying attention on what was ahead of him and runs into somebody, hitting his head off of some kind of military armor and falls to the floor. As the boy lays on the floor, he looks up to see an older man with a white beard who is wearing some type of military armor. The older man pulls out a pistol and aims it at the creature. He fires the gun and hits the creature directly in the head. Headshot!
Headshot!
The cloth-like stitches blow apart on impact, spreading some type of black blood-like substance all over the floor as the creature falls limp to the ground. The older man puts away his gun and offers his hand to the boy to stand up. The boy accepts his offer and grabs his hand, and with a swift strength, he stands the boy up. This is not a place for children, said the shoulder with a German-like accent and with a deep voice to boot. I'm sorry, mister, but I don't know where I am, the boy responded with confusion. Join the club, said the shoulder. Okay, so do you have any idea where we are? Said the boy. I'm not exactly sure, but I woke up 3 days ago at somebody's house across the street. This hospital, I believe, is not the safest place I've seen so far. I have not been able to journey too far into the dark woods outside of this town because at night things get really scary. During the day, at most, only one or two of the nightmares come out of the shadows, explained the soldier. What about that other kid I saw here? Do you know who he is? Asked the boy. You mean that little girl that's wearing the cat mask? Responded the soldier. So he was a girl? How can you tell? Asked the boy. I knew it was a girl when I saw her run away from one of those nightmares. Her hood came down and I saw long red hair. However, I haven't been able to get too close to her because she runs away from everything, not just the nightmares. She's been hiding in the hospital for a while. However, I don't really particularly care about her. As a as much as I care about survival. You should do the same, explained Shoulder. Well, that's a little harsh, don't you think, man? Especially as a soldier.
I feel like that's something that kind of already written.
I may just be a child, but don't you think survival would be more successful if we stuck together? Said the
Never
boy.
mind.
Ha ha! Smart child. Well, you can follow me and stay behind me if you wish, but I will only help those who seek help. If the girl wishes to be alone, then that is her choice, said the soldier. Okay, said the boy. The soldier walks down the hallway with the boy following him for safety. They walk up to the next floor, and the boy follows the soldier into a room as he unlocks a door. The soldier locks the door behind him, and the boy wants inside. Welcome back, said a female voice, and the boy sees a woman wearing a nurse's outfit. She's blonde with bright red lipstick. Cliche.
How dare you?
It's true. Anywho, who's this? Asked the nurse as she walks up to the boy and pinches his cheeks. Ow! Hey! Stop that! Shouted the boy as he smacks the nurse's hands away from his face. What? Enough, you two.
I forgot that was funny.
It will be dark soon in about 3 hours, said the soldier as he looks out a crack of the boarded up window. Sorry, I did not expect you to find any adorable children here in this god-forsaken place, said the nurse. He's 14. A 14-year-old is not adorable. They're just annoying.
Hmm. I don't know.
I'm not a
I don't
fan
know.
of teens.
I don't know anything anymore.
The boy looks at the nurse and notices that there is no name tag on her outfit. Let me guess. You don't know what your name is either, said the boy. No, I don't know what my name is, but I've been here longer than him, said the nurse as she points at the soldier with her thumb. The boy looks sad and worried that he will never know who he is or where he's at. Why don't you just give yourself a name? Jeez.
Um, I
Instead
don't
of
know.
just be like, hey, you child.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Ew. I've been here for 3 months now, and this place keeps getting weirder and more dangerous every night, explained the nurse. Not too long ago, the nurse and I stumbled upon some locals here in town. They called this place the Land of Sleep. Apparently, from what I understand, the name of this decepted town is known for as Fog Town. Unfortunately, that's all we know, explained the soldier as he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a cigarette and a lighter and begins to smoke. What happened to the locals? Asked the boy. Immediately after he said that, the nurse's face begins to look sad. You don't want to know, child, the soldier responded. After that, the boy looks down at the floor with a worried look on his face. Anyways, there, child, you look exhausted. How about you take a nap while me and my friend keep our eyes open, said the nurse as she walks over to the right side of the room, showing a comfortable bed. Okay, said the boy with reluctance. As he walks over to the bed, he lays down, pulling the covers over himself. He slowly closes his eyes and then drifts away into a deep sleep. Seemingly after he closes them, he opens them again to see that he's standing on top of a mountain. In front of him is another child with darker skin and black spiky hair. The boy in front of him extends his hands as if he's about to jump off the mountain. No, stop! Shouted the boy with a desperate plea in his voice. The other boy ignores the plea and jumps off the mountain. In some sort of brave and terrified instinct that he jumps after him. As the boy plummets down the mountain, he falls into what appears to be a purple ocean. That's some wild imagination you got there, Raya.
Sudoku, thank you very much.
Sudoku potato patata.
uh, yeah, this book gets really weird fast.
As so does the infinite, ominous mind of yours.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment, but my editor said she really liked this book,
I'm
so
just trying to give you crap. Take the crap and just
I
accept
am
it.
not accepting your shit.
I was trying not to swear.
This is not whatever.
Anyway, where does this all come from? This needs to explore this need to explore and to learn in a world where not even the simplest of questions can be answered. Who are we? Where did we come from? What is our purpose here in this world? In this world, there are those who ask the questions with an open heart and those who ignore the philosophy of humanity. So the question is, what kind of person are you? The boy wakes up screaming for a second and begins breathing very hard. What's the matter? Do you have a nightmare? Asked the nurse as she quickly walks over to the boy. I I don't know, but I think I'm starting to remember something, but I lost it," said the boy.
Interesting.
The nurse was unable to respond, and she looked kind of confused. However, after that, the shoulder immediately stands up from the counter very quickly as if he saw something that scared him. "No, it can't be. Why is he here?" said the shoulder, staring out with a near whisper, starting out with a near whisper, then he started to speak at a normal tone. "What is it?" said the nurse as she walks over to the shoulder by the boarded up window. "Look outside and see for yourself," said the shoulder with a worry in his voice. The nurse responded by looking at the boarded up window through a crack where you can see everything outside. Through the misty fog, there is an orange light going back and forth as if somebody's looking for something. "Is that the wood weeper?" "Why now? He's been gone for weeks," said the nurse with fear in her voice. "What is the wood weeper?" asked the boy as he gets out of bed and walks over to the shoulder and the nurse. "You remember when we told you about the locusts here? Well, the wood weeper was the monster that killed everybody in town," explained the nurse with fear in her voice. "Yeah, but this time I'm prepared to kill that son of a bitch," said the soldier as he walks over to a large metal treasure chest and opens it. He begins to move things around and pulls out what appears to be a flamethrower. He puts the gasoline tank on his back and lights the tip of the nozzle of the flamethrower. "You and the kid go to the far side of the hospital, to the east wing," said the soldier as he walks out of the room. "Come on, let's go," said the nurse as she guides the boy outside the room. Both the boat nurse and the boy sneak their way down to the dark and creepy hallway. As the boy follows the nurse, he notices that some of the doors are boarded up. "Did you and the old man board up these doors?" asked the boy as he slowly follows her. "We mostly boarded up the entrances to the hospital. However, there were some rooms where the nightmares would hide in swarms, so we had to board those up to make sure they couldn't get out and come after us," explained the nurse. Meanwhile, the soldier makes his way downstairs, slowly walking around and peeking up behind every corner to find the wood reaper. As he is walking around the dark, creepy hospital, the sense of dread and fear drapes over him as he is sweating bullets. "Come on, come on, come on. Where are you, you creepy motherfucker? Where are you?" the soldier whispered to himself as he slowly walks around the hallway holding his finger on the trigger. All of a sudden, the soldier hears the sound of cracking tree branches behind him. He turns around to see a 5-foot tall tree in the shape of a human being. It has 3 long tree branch like fingers on its hands and a single eyeball glowing orange. The way the creature moves around is very strange, and it has a hard time trying to move. The creature is slowly walking around the hospital as if it is looking for somebody. "Hey, bastard!" shouted the soldier as he aims his flamethrower at the creature. Then the creature turns its head and looks directly at the soldier. With a single glowing orange eye, the color turns from orange to red as it's looking at the soldier. "Now burn, you motherfucker!" shouted the soldier as he fires the flamethrower at the wood reaper. The flames fill the hallway, covering the wood reaper completely. Suddenly, the flames start twisting around in a circular motion and flowing directly into the eye of the wood reaper until all the flames disappear. The fuck? Alright! You know, this would make for a good fucking movie.
Thank you. If I had that kind of power.
Need to get a hold of a movie director company.
Yeah, in this world, day and age, I don't think so. I don't have that power.
Impossible, said the soldier as he lowers the flamethrower with shock and amazement on his face. Suddenly, the wood reaper begins to run at the shoulder at a threatening pace. Without hesitation, the shoulder begins to run, but he lost his grip on the flamethrower nozzle, and it fell on the ground, tripping him onto the floor, with the hose tangling up his feet. You have some terrible fucking luck, man. Or you're just fucking clumsy. One or the other.
Well, if he's clumsy, then you and him make a good pairing.
Shut up!
They're Miss Goofy.
The Wood Reaper stops at exactly 5 feet away from the shoulder, and his eyes was blinking. The shoulder, not paying attention to what was happening, tries to get up so he can get away. As he gets to his feet, a beam of plasma comes out of the eye of the Wood Reaper. A bright, thin red beam hits the gas tank of the flamethrower on the shoulder's back. A massive explosion happens. Boom! As the soldier's body burns. His limp-charred corpse fell to the ground. You've been burned!
Toasted.
Have a wonderful toasted life.
Awesome sauce.
Meanwhile, the boy and the nurse were still looking for a place to hide. Suddenly, the boy hears an explosion on the other side of the hospital. What was that? Asked the boy with confusion and fear. Shh! Quiet. Don't worry. The shoulder can handle himself, said the nurse with uncertainty in her voice. Yeah, I'm sorry, but your little honey has been toasted.
You're making an assumption that they've been together or something, like they're married or something. But whatever. Continue reading.
You know what? I'll explain it to you later.
Okay.
For a dude, you are very clueless.
Itty dum 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 dum. Who the fuck is that with Myrtle Flip? Oh, that's my medicine. We're supposed to be reading a serious, weird horror story, and we're sitting here laughing our asses off. There's something wrong about us. We're fucked in the head.
No comment. Commentary has been shut down. Brain don't want to work. If you say so, responded the boy with a whisper. All of a sudden, they hear the light sound of bells ringing, and at the same time, funeral roses began to grow on the sides of the walls and the floor of the hallway. The boy looked confused, but the nurse recognized it as a bad memory. She remembers that it's the sign that the Wood Reaper is hunting you. Oof. Come on, we need to go. Now, shouted the nurse as she pulls.
That is a very mean sign to show people that it's coming for you. It's just like, here's your funeral roses when I kill you.
Shh, I was reading!
Sorry.
Shouted the nurse as she pulls the boy further down the hallway. As they go around the corner, an orange light surprises both of them, and the nurse can see the Wood Reaper running towards them. Out of pure instinct, she pulls the boy with her and runs as fast as she can down the opposite hallway away from the Wood Reaper. During the chase, the nurse realized that there is no way that she and him could escape. Out of the desperate attempt, she looks above her, sees an open air vent, lifts up the boy and tells him, "Go inside the vent and don't look behind you," pleaded the nurse as she tries to push the boy into the air vent. The boy looks behind him and sees that the Wood Reaper is behind the nurse. Suddenly, the Wood Reaper's hands turn into sharper roots that impale the nurse's chest as she screams in agony and begins spitting up blood. The Wood Reaper slams the nurse against the wall, and the roots grow against them. They begin pinning her against the wall and making a pentagram symbol of roots. on the hospital floor. The boy quickly crawled down the vent. However, it was so dark that he could not see what was ahead of him. He fell down the air shaft and landed on a steel plate. Ow!
That's gonna have to hurt in the morning.
I think it hurt him then. Ouch! That hurt. All I could think of was that stupid video that Mark watched. I can't say it now, but anywho.
Brain doesn't want to work.
No, I know what it is, but if I continue talking, we're going to take too long.
Okay. So now you're in a rush.
It's 6:04.
I expected this.
Okay. So the boy, as he was rubbing his back, in the tight space, he was able to see another vent in front of him. However, it was blocked off by a metal grate. The metal grate looked flimsy, and he tried to push it open, but it wouldn't budge. Suddenly, the metal grate was peeled off quickly, and the lack of room in the air vent made the boy flop out onto the floor. The boy looked to see who took the metal grate off, and standing in front of him was the girl with the cat mask. Oh, it's you!
Why do you sound whatever?
Shish. What? Sound like a dude?
You sound like you're from England or something. Or Netherlands.
I don't mean to. It just comes out sometimes, said the boy. As he stands up, the shy girl tilts her head slightly to the right, with confusing at the same time holding the metal grate. Aw, adorable. Thank you very much for help.
I missed it. Never mind. Just keep reading.
Very much for helping me out of the air vent. However, we should go right now. There's a nightmare chasing me, explained the boy. Shy girl puts down the metal grate onto a table, then walks over to another open air vent. She squats down, crawls inside. The boy looked at her with confusion and stood there like a fool. After standing there for only a second, the shy girl crawls out of the air vent, looks at the boy, waves her hand in a follow me motion. As a result, the boy nodded his head yes and follows her into the air vent.
Man, he's kind of a dense idiot.
I have a feeling this kid isn't able to speak. The boy follows her through the air vent and eventually comes to a big opening. Inside the opening, there are many objects that look like ones she collected over time, and there appears to be a couple of blankets and pillows on the floor where she has been sleeping. So, this is where you've been hiding. I still don't understand why you didn't stay with the others, said the boy. Shy girl did not answer him. Instead, she looks down at the floor towards the right and pokes her fingers together in a nervous action. Can you speak? Asked the boy with confusion. The shy girl does not respond, but continues to poke her fingers together. Well, this is just perfect. I'm with somebody who is unable to communicate with me, said the boy with an unimpressed look on his face, and the sound of his voice signifies a hint of frustration. The girl doesn't respond, but continues to stand there. The boy walks around the room and looks at all the stuff lying around, thinking that he has to get all the hospital tools he can to get out. He sees a couple of book bags on the floor and picks up one of them. He looks around and then grabs a knife and a plastic box full of freshly plucked apples. Looking around, he didn't see anything else useful, so he decided that would be it. He put on the backpack and started to make his way to leave. Shy girl puts her hand on his shoulder nervously. The boy looks at her and a strange, odd instinct told him that she was trying to tell him to wait for her. The girl takes her hand off his shoulder and grabs the other book bag. She grabs a flashlight, 6 empty glass bottles, some rags, a lighter, and a whiskey bottle, then puts it into her backpack. What do you need whiskey for? But okay.
You know how to make those things when you light a...
Right.
Yeah. I forget what the... cocktails, I think what they're called?
No.
No. What are those? I don't
They're
know.
kind of like a grenade in a way, but not really.
we don't know anything.
Okay, I guess we're set to go, said the boy with confusion because he was weirded out by the whole situation. He could understand her even though she does not say a word. After the girl was done collecting the things, she points at the floor. As a response, the boy looks to see a toolbox, and he again has an instinct that the girl is telling him to take the toolbox. Even though his logic part of his mind is telling him to ignore the sensation, his emotions overruled his logic and he picked up the toolbox. After the boy picked up the toolbox, he started to think to himself that he must be crazy with these sensations because it doesn't make any sense at all. It's like he's being guided by a powerful supernatural force that he can't seem to control. This is starting to remind me of the game called Little Nightmares.
You know, when you showed me Little
I'm pretty
Nightmares,
sure this is an inspiration.
when you showed me Little Nightmares, I instantly thought of Silent Hill, which is uh, the inspiration for this book is actually Silent Hill and Limbo and Dark Woods, which they're very similar to Little Nightmares, which I find very odd.
Well, this girl reminds me of
The,
Six in a way.
oh, you mean the one with the yellow raincoat?
Yeah. She doesn't say anything, but you could just. She uses motions to tell you to come.
Yeah, and you know,
Anyway,
they are kind of similar in a way. Now that I think about
listen.
it.
I know you don't know how to speak, but can you guide me out of here? Asked the boy to the shy girl. The shy girl stares at the boy, and yet again, with a bizarre instinct with no explanation, he immediately knows where the exit is. I have a feeling that she's got some kind of power ability. Then this is pretty cool.
She's a mystery, isn't she?
She's kind of like it's like again. I'm still gonna say she's a lot like Six. She has abilities, but you didn't know it at the beginning. You don't see it till later. Anywho, at first, the boy attempted to push the knowledge out of his mind because it made no logical sense that he knew without words. But yet again, his emotions overruled his logic. The boy slowly walks towards a wooden door leading to the hallways of the hospital. As he walks down the hallways, he thinks again to himself, this does not make any sense to me. I don't know how or why I know these things. Does it have something to do with the girl? No, that's impossible. While the boy is in deep thought, the shy girl looks down at the floor with sadness as if there is something wrong, but she's unable to explain it. Halfway to the exit, the shy girl stops in her tracks, looks behind her down the long, dark hallway. The boy took 10 steps before realizing that she had stopped in her tracks. The boy looks at the shy girl. Come on, we're almost there. Why did you stop? Asked the boy. Without words, somehow he knew that the shy girl was trying to tell him that we were being followed. The boy did not understand why, but he felt that he should go ahead and leave the shy girl behind. At first he did so slowly, but immediately the boy saw funeral flowers growing out of the wall, and he knew it was coming. So the boy ran as fast as he could down the hallway towards the exit. However, as soon as he got to the exit, he noticed that the door was boarded up and nailed shut. The shy girl could see the wood reaper coming up around the hallway, with a distinct orange glow at the end of it. The shy girl takes off her book bag, pulls out a flashlight, and puts her backpack back on. He runs towards the exit where the boy is. The boy remembered that he had a toolbox in his arsenal, so he went to the toolbox and found a hammer. He uses the back of the hammer to pull the nails out of the door. However, he knew he would not be fast enough before this creature got to them. So he was hoping that the girls could somehow slow the monster down. As the monster gets closer, the shy girl shines her flashlight into the creature's big orange eye. Within a few seconds, the creature stopped in its tracks. For some reason, it seemed like the creature was stunned and couldn't move. As the As the creature was frozen in place, the roots from from its feet grew into the floors, cementing the creature in place. The shy girl put her flashlight back in her backpack after turning it off, and then ran to the boy as he finished taking the boards off to the exit. He picked them up along with the nails and opened the exit door to go through. Feeling that the monster could follow them, he nails the exit door shutting shut, hoping the creature could not get through. After the boy and the shy girl runs as fast as they could out into the abandoned streets. After the two kids run a good half a mile away from the hospital, they take a quick moment to catch their breath. The boy looks around and sees the remnants of an abandoned town. Rusted, broken old cars litter about the street, and creepy fog engulfs the entire town with buildings that are in despair, with holes in the walls and broken windows. As the boy looks around, he looks towards his left and sees a sidewalk. Not too far away from him, a dark fog in the shape of a wolf with glowing red eyes and a dark misty aura is standing only 7 feet away. The boy looks nervously at the creepy roof. Running away is not your desire. You seek a dark journey. However, you yet to ask who's pulling the strings of your desires, said the dark wolf in a very deep, malevolent voice. You can speak? What are you? Asked the boy with fear in his voice. The shy girl was watching. I am the wolf who asks no questions and tells no lies, responded the dark wolf. As a response, the boy looked confused. The shy girl stares at the dark wolf and it stares back at her
It's
for a few
it's like
moments.
the wolf who tells you riddles.
You think that you can hide your secrets with silence and hide behind a face that does not belong to you. Your intentions are not admirable. Your intentions are selfish, and you will do anything to get what you want, even if it means hurting innocent people, said the dark wolf. The shy girl clenches her fist with anger and grabs the boy's hand to pull him away from the wolf. She begins stomping away with frustration and hatred like a spoiled brat.
And that is probably the only clue that we're gonna get of the shy girl.
Your bloodline is no different than the boy. A bloodline that goes back to a family of puppets dancing on a string, controlled by a hand that believes itself to be a child entertaining itself, but it knows that it has to be where it belongs. The dark wolf whispered to himself as the two kids walk away from him. After walking a good 20 feet away from the dark wolf, the shy girl lets go of the boy's hand and sits down on the ground staring into her knees. What was that about? Asked the boy. After asking her the question, within 30 seconds, the boy begins to hear sobbing. At that point, the boy realizes that she's crying as he can see tears dripping out on the bottom of the part of the mask and onto her dark cloak. Ah! Don't cry! You don't have to listen to that stupid wolf, said the boy as he crouches down and puts his hand on her shoulder. After the boy said that, the shy girl looks at him. The boy was unable to understand what she was feeling because she was wearing a mask, but he could still see the tears dripping below it. Listen, I do not know what your intentions are or your desires, but you have saved me at least twice now. It does not matter what your reasons are. However, my only wish is that you continue to help me regardless of what those reasons are. If you could do me a favor, and that is don't hurt anybody because of your decisions, on purpose, for my sake. Understand? Explained the boy. Shy Girl looks down at the ground for a moment and then looks at the boy and nods her head yes. With that being said, let's go, said the boy as he stands up, offering his hand. The shy girl stares at the ground for a moment and pokes her fingers together nervously. At first, the boy did not understand why she was acting so nervous, but he realized the things that he said to her were extremely nice. He knew that she wanted a hug, so the boy grabbed the shy girl's hand stands up to hug her. At first, she shakes nervously like a leaf, but eventually she hugs the boy back. Aww, he's so cute.
No, I really like the shy girl. She's so adorable.
That's been your type anyway. After that, the boy lets go of her and begins walking forward. Come on, there has to be a way out of this town, said the boy as he continues walking with the shy girl following closely behind. Once they start heading out on their journey, unknowingly they're being watched by three strange, 3 foot tall, black like shadow creatures with glowing yellow eyes and sharp pointy ears. When the shadow creatures see the shy girl from a distance, the thoughts that ran through their mind were the concept
People
of
cannot understand you when you're young.
Shush!
Never.
Thoughts The thoughts that ran through their mind were the concept of kidnapping and R is what I'm going to say to that one. When the creatures saw a boy with a girl, the thoughts they had was good food. So the creatures walked off to return to their home to come up with a plan to kidnap, kill, and R. I'm not going to read that last word. Period. Chapter 2.
End video.
Oh, okay, hold on. Where's the mouse?
Now, what? Oh,
The mouse is, aha, got it.
please like and subscribe. And this is Zerduku and Tilly signing out.